Hey everyone, it's Cassius, Trip to Mean Astrology readings, and I'm finally gonna start making videos again. It's been a long hiatus for several months, and I made several videos thinking that I would release that video and then I'd be back making videos again, but I never released them. I made about 3 videos, and I didn't feel they were really good enough. I wasn't really feeling it enough to put them out on YouTube. But it's been uh, a low point of inspiration for many activists and many thinkers and people who want the world to be a good place for the last few years, in my opinion. And this year has been particularly rough. And one of my best friends passed away, Joshua Paniagua, who was the narrator of my videos at Era of Wisdom. So it's been a few months that made me want to take a hiatus. So anyway, this is what's going on. I think it's a special moment right now, and this is the moment that I chose to make this video, to return to making astrology videos, because it's Thursday in Sacramento. I'm in Australia. It's 6 a.m. in Sacramento right now, and like midnight in Australia. So at this moment, I felt this energy because the moon is exactly sextile Uranus. Uranus energy is such an important thing for inspiration, for thinkers, for all ideas and everything like that. It's so critically important, I can't even begin to illustrate it. You feel waves of inspiration when the moon makes aspects to Uranus, when the sun makes aspects to Uranus, and when any planet makes a positive aspect to it. Right now, there's this exact moment, there's a six-pointed star in the sky, a grand air trine between the south node, the moon, and Jupiter, and a grand fire trine between the sun and the north node, and Saturn and Uranus. That's just a little nice thing about this moment, but anyway. So I've been publishing astrology articles at the Mind Unleashed about the eclipses, and every month I write an article, and I've been using that medium for the last year or so because I like writing with the Mind Unleashed, and they have 8 million followers, so I'm able to get these articles seen by thousands of people. So if you in the link in the description of this YouTube video, there's links to my Mind Unleashed articles about astrology. And if you follow the Mind Unleashed, you'll find my astrology articles now all the time. But anyway, this is the moment where things really start to turn around from the depression and the low inspiration points that we've been seeing this year and the last 2 years or so. It's been Saturn square Neptune last year, not really active right now. It was Jupiter in Virgo square Saturn, Saturn square Neptune, and the eclipses in 2016 last year occurred in Virgo and Pisces square Saturn. Eclipses are so goddamn important, I can't even begin to explain. At this moment, the sun is conjunct the north node, which is of course where eclipses occur, on the north and south nodes, and the moon is sextile the nodes and sextile Uranus, right in this in-between point before the moon conjoins the sun and makes the solar eclipse in Leo, trine Uranus, in a few days. So in a few days, it's going to be the solar eclipse that happens to go across the United States, and it's going to be exactly trine Uranus. The fact that this eclipse would exactly make a positive aspect to the planet of inspiration and energy and thinking, with the nodes in Uranus's sign, Aquarius and Leo, it's a really beautiful thing. It's a really clear sign of things turning around, as last year the eclipses square Saturn were a really clear sign of things getting messed up. So, I've made predictions in videos that I haven't released because they ended up being not accurate enough. about a turning point coming for this point of depression that everyone's experiencing, or many people are experiencing. And, well, I didn't release the videos, and those moments actually weren't the moment when things were turning around. But this is my best guess as to when things really will turn around and when things will start to feel high energy and inspired rather than low energy, depressed, and uninspired. I think we just went through a 2-year period of severely inhibited inspiration. But that came after a 3-year period or so of really heightened inspiration. Because in 2013, 2012 to about 2015, you see Uranus squared Pluto. And Uranus square Pluto has now officially ended. That was a once every 90-year aspect, Uranus square Pluto. It was an ideological Uranus purging Pluto that was lit on fire by Uranus. And the last Uranus square Pluto happened in Cancer, Pluto in Cancer and Uranus in Aries. And this is extremely significant because Pluto is 3 degrees away from touching the belt of all planets. It's about to touch, see, the dwarf planets like Pluto, Haumea, Ixion, Quaoar, Eris, Orcus. These dwarf planets are not on the belt of all planets. Say this is the belt that all planets go on, that black line. It's not, but just say it is. The dwarf planets go at an diagonal, weird inclination to that ecliptic plane. And only twice in its orbit does Pluto or any dwarf planet exactly conjoin the belt of all planets in its elliptical orbit. So Pluto is 3 degrees away. 20 degrees Capricorn is where Pluto is touching the belt of all planets. So an aspect made to Pluto is an exact aspect. We've been dealing with Jupiter square Pluto at Pluto's strongest point. And Jupiter square Pluto is an aspect that makes demons come out. I may not mean literal demons, but I mean some kind of dark force. Pluto seems to be this thing, this body way out in space that conducts this energy. That can be anything from extremely insightful and far out, to psychedelic, very strange, to very dark, you could say demonic type forces. In November of 2016, Jupiter squared Pluto for the first time, when all the planets were in Scorpio. Venus, the Sun, Mercury, I believe. This was the time when what became known as Pizzagate broke, and some very dark theories came to light. And we're really lucky to be over with this Jupiter square Pluto now, because the last few weeks, it's been messing some shit up. It's been something that has prolonged the depression and bad feelings of the Saturn aspects and the eclipses that happened in 2016. And, yeah, that's about it. So right now, there's just a special thing going on right now. The Sun is conjunct the North Node, the places where eclipses occur, and the point in an individual's chart that leads to their destiny. Mercury is retrograde, exactly conjunct the dwarf planet Orcus, which can lead to some very strange, deep type of insights about, I don't know what exactly, but my sun is exactly opposite Orcus, and my full moon in Leo is conjunct Orcus, so I might embody Orcus in my own personality, but I don't know how to explain what it means. Orcus seems to be a really headstrong, plutonic type of dwarf planet that taps deep into something in a very kind of Taurian, Leo type strong way, but I don't know exactly what it means yet. So, well, we're at a special turning point right now, and in a few days the eclipse will ignite this kind of inspiration that should last a very long time, and hopefully will foreshadow a theme of the next year or so. Because the eclipse also is conjunct the bright blue star of Leo called Regulus, which is at the end of Leo, and that star has been known to be just a revolutionary star for thousands of years. Regulus at the end of Leo. It's known to be the main star of Leo, and it's the brightest star to the ecliptic plane, the belt that the sun and all the planets go on. So the fact that this eclipse would be conjunct the closest star to the belt of the sun, that is known to be a revolutionary star, prominent in the charts of people such as Martin Luther King, trine the revolutionary planet Uranus, at the end of Uranus's transit in Aries, the fire sign. I'd say that revolutionary things, protests, and negative revolutionary things that will surely be exploited to the fullest by the elite, such as violent protests and civil unrest and things like that. These things will probably be a dominant theme in the next year. And in a few months, Jupiter will again oppose Uranus exactly. And that's a revolutionary type of aspect. Also, it's occurring on the once every several hundred year opposition of dwarf planets Haumea and Eris. These dwarf planets, I swear they tap into something that we don't fully understand. Haumea, Orcus, Pluto, Eris. These dwarf planets tap into something very deep and often very dark that we don't fully understand. And while I wish I could explore everything on my mind with astrology right now, well, I'll just leave it at that for the moment. But I'm going to be making more videos, and you can expect some more content from me, so stay up to date on Tryptamine astrology if you want. And if you want to book a reading in this format with a video just like this with your chart on the screen, I'm doing 20-minute videos like this for $30. So if you're interested, just email the email in the description of this YouTube video, or you can message the Facebook page in the description of this YouTube video and book a reading for $30. Much love. I hope you found this insightful, and if you have any questions or anything you want me to cover in a video, just drop a comment below, and I'd love to make a video to show you whatever you want to know. So much love. Peace.